Welcome everybody to the Gold and Silver Club weekly commodities review for the 17th of July 2015, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session today will be covering an overview of the commodities markets. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week, live market commentary and technical analysis, and of course we'll also be answering any questions you may have as well. So any questions or comments, do feel free to put those also into the chat. So first of all, before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club, we are an international commodities trading, research and advisory group specializing in the precious metals, the energies, the agricultural markets. We are recognized as the leading go-to authority on commodities. As internationally respected experts, our analysis, our opinions on the metals, the energies, the agricultural markets are routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, including Bloomberg, Reuters, CNN, Global Banking and Finance Review, The Wall Street Journal, to name a few. Our team of experts has now advised and taught technical analysis, fundamental research and portfolio management to more than 75,000 private and institutional clients worldwide. So for further information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do visit our site at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. So we'll just move over to the commodities now. We'll have a look first of all at gold. The price of gold, we are currently trading near 8-month lows at 1,143 US dollars an ounce. So we'll take a look at that very shortly on the technical charts, what we expect next as we move into next week. Also, quick review of the top trades of the week utilizing the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So those have been as follows. So first of all, we've had some lovely sell short opportunities on the energies this week. So we had another retest of resistance on light sweet crude oil, which provided us with a 230 point breakdown opportunity. So just selling very clearly off a resistance channel. So that was a lovely day trade this week. We've also seen Brent crude oil. We had another opportunity to sell short from the upper end of the resistance channel, so over 106 points return on that trade. Now oil, both Brent and WTI looking very weak this morning, look like they're going to break through major support zones. So I'll come on to those very shortly and the potential trade opportunities you have as we come into the US session this afternoon. Also on the grains, we've seen a really nice breakdown, been in this trade for about a week or so now, just on wheat as it continues to sell off. So far up 370 points on this trade. We're seeing weakness across corn, across wheat and also soybeans at the moment. So we'll take a look at that on the technicals. So let me now just bring you onto the charts. Any questions or comments, do feel free to put those into the chat as well. So first of all, we'll just start off here. We'll have a look at we'll look at copper, and then we'll move over to the energies, the other precious metals, and the grains as well. So the first thing you want to note on copper right now is that we are starting to break down. We're breaking below the weekly lows at the moment. You've got a very clear overhead resistance channel. So a technical trade here is looking quite good. You've got strong overhead resistance channel. You've got a number of rejection candles from that overall channel. Now, in the longer term, we do see the copper market potentially forming a bottom here, especially as we come into August. But in the short term, certainly for today, we may well see a breakdown further. We can see we're starting to already break down below the last 4 days of lows here, just as we come into the US session this afternoon. So it's looking quite weak for copper, and that is likely to also be brought down in the short term by oil as well, where you've got strong confluence between the two. So if we move over and have a look at, first of all, light sweet crude oil, you'll note there we've had a strong breakdown over the last couple of weeks or so. This is very much after the Iran nuclear deal. So you can see at the moment we are consolidating over the course of this week. We've seen quite a good breakdown. We've just seen consolidation, and oil really needed to consolidate in order to break lower here. It's very common. So any market, it's rare to just see a market continue to break down consistently. So it will break down and it will consolidate, and we're seeing this on oil. So I see the potential for another sell short opportunity here. We had a good breakdown going back to the beginning of July. We've now consolidated for a week, and now we're just looking to break support again and potentially head much lower. So I would definitely keep an eye out for that. We're getting very close to actually breaking the weekly support. If you go over also to Brent crude oil, we can see a very similar situation. You've got nice overhead resistance here as well. We've continued to have this strong resistance to the upside here on oil. You can see where we've got a bit of a pennant formation which has been developing. We're starting to break that now on Brent. So I see also more downside as we come into the US session this afternoon for oil. I do see these as good shorting opportunities just to take out, especially if we can just take out the lows from last week here. We should really start to pick up some good momentum and fundamentals confluencing nicely for that. So I would definitely keep an eye out for a sell short opportunity on both Brent and WTI and copper. Now, if we look at the precious metals, you can see gold testing that all-important zone again. We've back down towards the 8-month lows here for gold, testing 1,140 US dollars per ounce. So this will be an important level to test. What I'll be looking at here, you can see, although we keep testing this zone, we're getting a lot of rejection on the chart. So each time we're coming down to this level, there's very clearly buyers who are looking to get in around these levels on gold or potential rise as we come into August. So the overall technical chart right now, it's at an important point where if we do break and close below, I would say probably the major support zone here, really going back to November, if we break and close below this zone, this is where we could start to see a lot of momentum pick up to the downside. It will start to take out stop losses. But if we might just see a dip lower today over the US session, particularly the first part of the US session. And then if we close back within this overall supportive zone, we could then see again another potential move to the upside as we move into next week. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Gold at a decision point right now. So again, what I'm watching for here is whether it can actually break and close below this major support zone and take out stop losses, or whether it just briefly dips down and then capitulates, comes back up again just with some sort of a strong rejection candle, and then we see it rally as we come into next week. So definitely at a decision point this afternoon. Silver, very similar situation. So each time silver, it's coming down to this key zone. We're coming back down to the lows that we tested in November. It's struggling to really close below it. So you can see each time we're getting into just below the 15 US dollars per ounce zone, we're seeing buyers in this market. So you can see a brief dip down probably during the US session, but ultimately if we close back within this range again, we are starting to form a potential base here for silver. But you just want to watch out because it could still flush out a lot of these stop losses, and if it does close very bearish here below this major support zone, then we could start to see the momentum pick up to the downside. But we are at a decision point for both gold and silver. Now moving over to the grains at the moment, you'll see, start off with wheat at the moment. First of all, you can see very clearly on the tighter time frames here, wheat in a really nice downward trending channel. So it's just ricocheting between support and resistance, slowly, steadily breaking down. So I like this. We've got our sell shorts on wheat at the moment. I do see this for more downside over the next week or so. We're just ricocheting nicely between support and resistance. So I like that for just a hold at the moment for a sell short. I would look also to the core market just for confluence. You can see we're starting to build up the potential for a breakdown here as well, just on corn. So if we can just start to take out this week's lows, that could be quite nice for a sell short opportunity as well, just on the core market. We're quite overextended at the moment, so we could see a breakdown in line with seasonality on corn. If we look at soybeans as well, soybeans more volatile than corn and wheat, but you can see ultimately it's starting to break down a little bit here as well after the strong moves that we got towards the beginning of the end of June and beginning of July from the USDA report. So I would keep an eye on all three, but wheat has been the first one to break down, corn and then soybeans as well. The other market I would keep an eye on too, if you trade coffee, is that we are ricocheting between very clear support and resistance on coffee. We have been doing so since April. It's just come back up to the upper end of its trend channel. Looks like another opportunity to short here, back down towards the lower end of the trend channel. Just needs to take out the weekly lows. Also potential just to fill this gap from last week. So we could just see coffee break down and come and just fill this gap. So I'd be looking out for that opportunity as well. So there's plenty to look at this afternoon. There's plenty of opportunities. So again, just for a quick summary, you can look at, we'll be looking at copper for a potential sell. We're looking at oil, light sweet crude oil for a sell, Brent crude oil for a sell. We're looking at the closes today for gold, for silver, to see how these, whether we do get strong support or whether we get a break and a close below this major support zone. You can look at the grains for sell shorts here, and you can also look at coffee for a sell short. So plenty to look at this afternoon and plenty to keep us going. Now, as well as that, we'll also, of course, be taking these trade setups as they break down this afternoon and into next week live with our traders on our live trading rooms. So if you would like to find out more about the Gold and Silver Club, not just the live trading room, but also have access to our members site where you will get access to all of our live trade ideas. You'll get live support, live analysis, part of an international community of traders. You can very simply do so at www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. Okay, so enrollment is by application only. Once you've completed the enrollment form, we'll get in touch with you ASAP. That's to join our live online trading room and have access to our members site as well. So to enroll, very simply go to, this is what the application will look like, www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. It won't take you much more than a minute just to fill out. And once that's done, we look forward to welcoming you to the Gold and Silver Club. So see a lot of trading opportunities today. If you would like to get in touch and find out more about how to join our live trading room and see all the trades and get into the same setups that we are, we look forward to hear from you. So have a great weekend, everybody. We'll definitely see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.